Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. Sitting at work. I haven't made a video in quite a while. I'd say about 2 weeks. Really, because there was no NBA stuff to talk about. Not really. But what's going on right now in my mind, just paying attention to a lot of stuff that's happening outside of sports right now. I said I didn't want to get on heavy topics because they bring me down, and I'd imagine they do the same to you guys. But I guess something's on my heart, so I gotta say it. So I've been paying attention to what's going on with this entire situation, the tragic murder of Chicago rapper King Von. And I've been paying attention to what happened several months back with another Chicago rapper, FGB Duck, who's from a rival hood of Von's. You know, it's a whole culture out there in Chicago right now that really needs to be looked at, paid attention to, shed a light on. And it's just sad to me how gangbanging at this point, where we are in 2020, doesn't really have much rhyme or reason. In the past, it didn't. I'm from LA. You know, it's always been like this, but it's just different levels to it. It evolves just like anything else can evolve. So can this situation. But what we don't seem to really understand in glorifying this culture and glorifying the practices of murder and mayhem is that your kids are following you down that path. And though you are close to your comrade, your guys, your gang, there's no guarantee that the people that your kids align themselves with are going to be from your gang. For all you know, your brother next to you, that person that you're willing to kill and die for, he has a kid, you have a kid, and they grow up and they end up shooting at each other because you glorified the culture of murder and mayhem and the culture of gang violence and loyalty in regards to those to region and constant never-ending revenge. I mean, that shit, if you could control how it goes, that would be obviously ideal. But you can't control what happens down the road. You're sitting here trying to make a way for your family. Needless to say, you are pushing them toward a potential life that's going to be harder than yours by perpetuating such violence and evil for them to see. And even if you try to shelter it from them, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to shelter them from the consequences of your actions. This is not possibility. This is reality in Los Angeles. Having known people whose families are from different hoods and who has kids from rival hoods. Grown men who don't speak to their own kids because of this gangbanging bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Or grown men who don't have relationships with their children because they live in rival neighborhoods. Or because they can't go over there for whatever reason. Legally in some cases. Whatever you tell the world is cool, black people, people will follow. Your children will follow. Other cultures will follow. Whatever the hell you say is in style, they gonna mess with black people. We need to understand that, respect that as a responsibility. It's not something to brag about. It means you are a leader. It means you have to set forth a tone for the rest of humanity in some cases. What you do is going to affect not only yourself and your circle, but many others who follow you. So when you run around saying, I'm going to make fun of the dead, kill somebody and still not let the beef squash after that, you are essentially saying that you're ready for demonic energy to come your way. Whether you believe in spirituality or not, the consequences of your actions will follow you and your loved ones at a volatile pace in a way that you can't control or sustain. There's no guarantee that the energy you put out is going to come back to you in just the way that you did it. You shot one man. It don't mean that one man may get shot. It means that maybe your whole family going to die. We have to respect the fact that karma don't make no sense. It adds up, but it doesn't make sense. In a sense, what I mean by that is, It ain't going to try to ration out some type of equality for what you gave and what you should be getting back. It's not going to sit up here and say, well, as I said, he only shot one guy, so let's just end it with his life. No! The type of suffering you may receive because of the energy you put out may outlast your lifetime. Your kids, as I said, may end up perpetuating that same evil. For all you know, they'll turn their gun on you in the name of it. For all you know. But too many people are too stuck in today, in the people around them, in trying to please the minds of the people around them and please the minds of people who agree with their bullshit. We got to start thinking about our legacy. We got to start being able to fathom the idea that because we do certain shit, we are going to suffer watching our kids do that same shit. That's literally all this video is about, man. It's just helping you see it how I'm looking at it right now. While y'all love your brothers, you love your sisters, you love your gang, there's literally no guarantee that your seeds, your children, and your nephews and your nieces aren't living an entirely different way based on what you've made cool for them to follow. They ain't gonna do it your way. They gonna do it their way. And it's not gonna be something you can swallow. That's what you have to be able to fathom, young people. And that is not limited to gang violence, or black people, or any of that stuff. This is overall. Whatever you make cool, your kids will follow. And if they think independently of you, and they look at what you do and they say, I'm not going to do that, they may take it to the farthest extreme and end up your enemy. They may take it to the farthest extreme and end up so far away from you that you can't reach them. They may take it so far to the end of the extreme that the very thing that you live for, they will destroy. And it will be your fault. Because you showed them what to love, not how to love. You showed them what to love. And that thing did not reap benefits of love for them. This gangbanging stuff, yeah, you might have lived through it. You might have lost some homies and been able to swallow that and be able to live with that situation. You may have had a certain path that it might have been glorious, a bunch of great nights to go along with all this tragedy. Inner strength that helps you survive the shit, but ain't no guarantee your kids are going to have that. Ain't no guarantee the people underneath you going to have that. Yeah, you might have been 10 toes down, may not be willing to snitch, may live by a certain code. It ain't no guarantee your kids gonna live by that code, buddy. There's no guarantee your children aren't gonna defy that very code and end up being the reason why your ass spend the rest of your life in jail because of what you made cool for them to follow. We got to care enough about something other than ourselves, and we got to be able to have some foresight into our own futures as to not make certain decisions that are going to be detrimental to it. Detrimental to the people that we claim to want to live and die for. Detrimental to the people that we claim we want to see succeed. But then we glorify circumstances that destroy the environment around them. We put out the type of energy that's going to undoubtedly come back to bite them, not just us. Black people, we got to stop allowing ourselves to be treated poorly and then having our enemies justify it by looking at us and saying what we're doing wrong to one another. We need to cure ourselves of that ignorance, cure ourselves of that madness, and cure ourselves of this reinforcement of suffering within our very own selves. Because all we're doing is perpetuating our very own suffering, perpetuating the very disrespect that we claim to not want. We want people to respect us, do we not? How do we do that? By displaying something that no one can respect. How do we do that? By showing ourselves to be someone that can't be respected. Respect doesn't come from being in the streets and destroying people's lives and ruining communities or destroying parts of communities and then pouring money back into those communities as if you didn't destroy them in the first place. That is not how you get respect. That is not how people from the outside look at you and say, okay, they're not savages. Okay, they're not just whatever the heck they say in regards to hating us. We continue to reinforce that energy that they are right for thinking about us in the way that they do by continuing to treat each other as poorly as we do. They're going to always throw black on black crime back in our faces every time we say some shit that they did that we don't like. Why? Because we are killing ourselves. We are perpetuating that evil. We are demanding revenge for murders of people that a lot of times we didn't know ourselves. Let's just keep it real, man. At some point, we got to realize that this could really be our downfall. Not the white man, not white supremacy, not all this other stuff, though it could very well be. This is also a path to our destruction. Continuing to reinforce the glorifying of murder, particularly the murder of African American people, by the hands of African American people, because of murder of African American people. Throwing fire on fire on fire on fire and expecting what exactly from your enemies, your real enemies, not the brother that you call your enemy, but your actual enemies that created the conflict from which you are in. Are we going to realize we're in this conflict and start playing chess properly, moving the pieces we need to move so we can get out of this situation? Or are we going to continue to play checkers while they're playing chess against us? Because that's what we're doing. The wrong shit and expecting better results. They're going to continue to shoot your ass in the streets. They're going to continue to tell people that you ain't shit until you stop acting like this. My name is BDF44, man. Rest in peace to King Von and anybody else who lost their life to gang violence. Out.